Good evening and welcome to this extra sinister episode of DWN Productions THC podcast, sponsored by Fast Custom Shirts here at BOYGOB.com, on the YouTube page, on the Facebook page, and now with 100% less Gwen Stacy. Joe, how are you?
Tom, it's been a hot fucking week, buddy. Hot. It's been a week of sweat and hydration. I've drank so much water and Gatorade and things of that nature. Finally putting that stupid cup that's supposed to keep everything cold for as long as possible to use. That shit works. That shit's pretty damn good. Um, yeah, I worked throughout the week. I worked yesterday at the shop, and yesterday was the hottest. I think it was 107 it got to, and not good. Not good, man. Uh, I'm working at a slower pace because of it. A lot of custom work still, but shit's got to get done. What am I going to tell a customer? Nah, man, it's too fucking hot to print your shit right now. Customer don't give a shit, right?
The question is, what color's that piss?
Uh, let's see. That's tending to fluctuate, I guess. Maybe my body's getting used to like, hey, where's all this beer you used to pump into me all the time? What's going on? Sorry, body. Get used to it. I think. I hope. There will be exceptions. I did drink a con, which had a surprisingly better turnout than I expected. I actually made some money at this thing.
So they had 15 people there.
If all 15 of them bought shit. Um, no, there was this one guy that went, and he came from Houston. He came from Houston to this little thing in one little hotel room with 13 authors just peddling their books. But he went to every table and took one of everything that they had, which was something else, man. Me,
You're welcome.
I didn't have many 3X shirts, and that's all he was interested in. But he took a card. We'll see what happens. Hey, get one of everything I got, buddy. That would be really, really nice. Actually, it wouldn't because I would have to make all that shit, and who knows where some of that artwork and some of those screens are. I have no idea. That's why Tom takes shit off of his website, because those molds they're not there anymore. That's why you can't get
Yeah,
those ones.
if you want to get something, you better get to getting on it, cuz fuck, I might be having a brand new mask and I go to pour it and then it just fucking slips off of something and cracks. So,
Yeah, and then that's it. That's it. So strike while it's hot, you fucks.
yep, I don't make masters of everything. Shit, I really don't have a lot of masters, so I only have one master, and that's our Lord and Master Jesus Christ, Joe.
Steve Donnelly, this is the one you're talking about. I looked this up, Steve, and these are because I was looking to buy the second one, and these are a bit hard to find. The second one goes for like 80 something bucks. And I don't know what this a little less, maybe 65, 70, but still that's bizarre. And there's Predator comics. Yeah, the early ones from that first series, like the first issue is like 200 or something. Crazy shit, man. Crazy shit. But we'll get to some more Predator talk after a while. Tom's filling us in on his week.
Yeah, I mean, I got some shit painted. Uh, I did a lot more drinking than I would have wanted to. Like it was this someday this week, I was just like, oh, you know what? I didn't drink yesterday. Good for me. Like, what the fuck kind of thing is that to be proud about?
Time to
Jesus
celebrate.
Christ. So yeah, I know I've been saying it, but I definitely gotta slow down on that shit. Then
Well,
you
the
get,
thing
oh,
is,
come on, it's the summer. You're working late.
mm-mm.
I had like fucking 8 pints last night and I was just fucking painting my ass off. And it's just like, oh, it's all right. I don't plan to work tomorrow anyways. So
Yeah, right.
just stupid, idiotic shit. But boy, is it fun to get drunk and all those carbs give you the rocket fuel you need to stay up and paint more.
I've been noticing that. Like I've had like I had 2 beers today, and then earlier in the week I think I had 2.5 because Lisa didn't want to finish hers. But I'm noticing that I'm getting tired like early in the evening, and before when I was drinking, hey, I can stay up and watch movies and read until 3 o'clock in the morning or whatever. Uh, Weird shit. I think I'm gonna be a lightweight by the time the Houston horrific horror films of festivals comes around, which is kind of good. I'll save money, I guess. But then again, I may be drunk by 3 o'clock.
Yeah, I told myself I wasn't gonna drink until the convention, but we'll see how that goes.
Hey, I ain't judging you, but
I mean, I am.
I'm judging those excuses for sure.
Yeah,
That's
it's
some alcoholic shit, you know.
definitely not an excuse.
Why shouldn't I reward myself?
It's not even that. It's just like, oh fuck it. What else have I got to do? Live life? Ugh. But yeah, I just I need to not buy it. Go into the brewery when they fucking release the new lame duck shit.
Yeah,
I'll go buy 3 cases.
I've still got a lot left from the weekend that you were up here, and then one of Lisa's friends dropped off 4 different beers for me to try. It's like, I'll get to them eventually, but I'm really trying to stick with this for a bit.
Yeah, maybe cheat God.
Hmm. Yeah, fuck you think that, you old fuck.
Yeah, it's just been a week trying to get shit done. Didn't do much today. I started working on the taxes for the last quarter. So those
Fuck.
are
Yeah,
those are gonna be due. So I gotta pay the old state sales tax and then
yeah.
send a big check off to the old IRS for the quarter.
I forgot this is the expensive quarter. Yeah, so yeah,
Thanks, Fright.
I'll bring all that paperwork home tomorrow and guess headache on that for 3 days.
Yep, I did day number 1 today. Hopefully, by the time I see you next, everything will be filed and sent off. You're not going to get me with that late fee again this time.
Fucking $50 or whatever it is. Yeah. Well, they get me on that every time, but we'll see. I think I have all the paperwork here this time. We'll
Good.
see. We'll see.
Yeah, other than that, just painting some stuff. Painted up a couple special pieces for the Houston Horror Film Festival that I'm sure will sell. You know what they say, Joe? You paint to the crowd. So
Yep, you do. I'm thinking
that's
of
what we
not
do.
taking metal this year because you metal to the crowds. That's what they
The
say.
crowds be meddling
Yeah.
like those fucking kids.
Sons of bitches.
Then I just ripped all the skin off my face like it was a mask. Old Jenkins, old Mr. Jenkins, you fuck. That's right. Trying to talk without lips and shit.
Even as a kid watching that shit, I was like, man, this is the lamest mystery ever. The first person they encounter, that's it. That's who it is.
Waylon Jennings. Oh, you little bastards.
Sonny and Cher.
Those were good. Those were good.
They were not. Those were
Oh,
fucking
come
awful.
on.
The Three
Remember
Stooges, and it wasn't even like
Metalark Lemon.
they had Curly Joe instead of regular Curly.
Oh, shit. Red, you need to get some sleep. We can't have you on the road fucking
Red
closing
and
your
Jake
eyes
Task
for a
back with us.
second. Not good. Maybe you have some remedies on how to stay up when you're doing those long drives.
Yeah, we gotta get Red on the show one day and ask him like, how much can you drink while you're balling? You know, before you think, well, that's my limit. I should probably ease up now. You
So
know,
we got world renowned cinematographer Howard Wexler And then we have the fucking movie mogul himself, Dave Gregory. And now we're going to have the ruler of the highways and byways, Mr. Ryan.
Tales from the interstate.
So listen up, you fuck. I was fucking this lot lizard and shit, right? You know? Like, whoa, whoa, just asked how your day was. Calm down. You're an excited fella, aren't you? Well, Joe, let's get into some fucking movies.
All right, Tom. Well, I meant to talk about this one last week. I forgot all about it because I didn't write down my shit last week. But I had finished season, or as they call it, volume, the uppity fucks, volume 3 of Love, Death, and Robots. And this season, it had some of the cooler stories from the past too. You know, it's cool. It's been the best season, is what I'm trying to say, ineloquently. Uh, so you got maybe 3 or 4 of these that are genuinely horror stories. You got one that's kind of cutesy, you know, with little rats fighting, you know, exterminating robots. And what else you got? You got like an end of the world story, and you got people exploring other worlds. But there's two stories that they did, and there's not fucking robots in them, and I felt kind of ripped off on those. You know, one's about a giant crab monster. It's supposed to be like some Lovecraftian shit. People were praising the fuck out of it. It's not
I
very
loved H.P. Lovecraft's Underwater, Joe.
Yeah, yeah. So you might dig this one because it does take place on the water,
Oh,
not
nice.
underwater, on the water, because it's in a ship, you see. But yeah, if you've got Netflix, a lot of these episodes are under 15 minutes long. So if like you're sitting around waiting to leave in the morning, fuck it, I'll watch an episode. Then you head on off to work and live your miserable life.
Hopefully not for long, because I feel for you. I really do. Especially if you're watching this, how great can your life fucking be? And I thank you for spending what little time you have left with us. Hell, Joe, speaking of Netflix, it was the damnedest thing. I put in a fucking Criterion Blu-ray and a Netflix logo popped up. Shit was crazy, and the times there are a changing. Spike Lee sitting at home, motherfucking bullshit. Netflix fucking movies.
So what
But
Netflix movies are coming on Criterion?
this was Oakjaw.
Oh,
It yes, it
oh,
finally got a
okay.
Blu-ray release
But this
by
wasn't
the
a Netflix produced movie, right? I mean, they
no, they
just
just bought it, like the
okay.
distribution rights.
So they bought the distribution rights, and Criterion has to give them credit in the opening, whatever or what.
Yeah, I guess at the front of the movie, at least for the like the American releases, like it was a Netflix distributed movie. So I mean, you know how you have all the title cards at the beginning of fucking movies and shit. Netflix was on there. I was like, oh shit,
All fucking
just a
pros.
sign of the times. We talked about this one. It's a good boy and his dog story. If the boy was a girl and the dog was like some Jurassic Park made hippo creature thing.
Hippo piggish kind of.
Piggish manatee.
Mm-hmm.
A sea cow is what they call them, Joe. Are you a
Yep.
fan of the majestic sea cow?
They're kind of odd looking creatures. Yeah, I saw one at a maybe a zoo or maybe it was in Vegas. There was some fucking casino that had like aquatic shit going on in it. It was weird. I don't know. But they did have a manatee. And yeah, it was a big old thing just kind of flapping its fucking limbs. Like I couldn't, you know, is it swimming? Is it drowning? Hard to tell.
Trying to knock the magnet it was born within its head that attracts them to fucking boat blades. Just the little flappers can't get to the front of their head, though. That's what they're trying to do, you see. But yeah, it's a good movie. It was my second favorite movie of the year 2017. We all know what number one was. No need to say it. It
Well, I
was
still haven't
Paddington
seen
2.
Okja.
You
Yeah,
should.
I
And
should.
now is a perfect time to get it because it was just released on Blu-ray by the Criterion Collection. And all this month, 50% off all Criterion shit at Barnes and Noble.
Yeah, but I can just watch it on Netflix and not buy it.
But I mean, you can watch the interviews that are in Korean. So you can read the interviews and
Tell us all about these interviews, Tom. Did they interview the manatee?
they did. It was a bunch of whoo, whoo, like echo noises. What do they call it? Sonar.
Sonar. All right.
But it was subtitled, so you were able to get what it was saying. It was all right. The behind the scenes stuff, like the making of the creature, that was better because like they actually showed the maquette, like the clay sculpture and shit they first made for it. I was
So
like,
they
oh, all
actually,
right.
had a creature. It's not all digital.
No, it's all digital.
Uh,
They made like
this is
some
so they
foam
could model
pieces.
the digital shit. Then,
Yeah.
all
So
right.
they'd have it something 3D to look at. And it
Yeah.
was a nice sculpture and shit for sure. I appreciate it, I'll tell you that much. But yeah, there's been a couple commentary tracks that I tried to listen to through the years. This one doesn't have one, but where it would be in another language and then there'd be fuck off. That I'm not fucking doing. Sorry. I tried, but sorry. And I don't have enough time left to learn another language. And if I did, it wouldn't be your shitty fucking language. So
He
fuck off
hasn't
with
got
that
time for
shit.
the pain, for sure.
Ain't got time to bleed. We'll get to that though. Yeah, would recommend. It's a nice little movie with heart and soul.
I watched, or finished watching, I should say, another film in the All the Haunts Be Ours set. And this is called A Field in England. This is about some guys that are deserters from the war. I don't know what war. It's
Great
not
one.
explained, but it's an old timey war because they're wearing, like the real gay piratey type shit, and they're gonna go look for an ale house, they call it, but they find some mushrooms and do some mushrooms instead. And they say he's a wizard, but he's just an asshole with a hat that appears, and he's looking for some treasure, and he wants these guys to do it for him. They're all scared of him, so they're gonna dig wherever he says to dig. And I don't know, they get mad at each other, turn on each other, and people die. And man, this movie fucking sucks. This movie, it took me six viewings to finish this shit. Is that it's just I couldn't, man. I couldn't focus on it, or I would just like, wait, what the fuck happened? Should I rewind? Nah, I'm not gonna rewind it. I've already wasted too much. It took me 6 times, man. This is it the worst on this box set? I don't know. I'm not finished with the fucking box set yet. But
It's been 8 years, but
yeah, it's got to be in the top runnings, man. A Field in England is just a piece of shit. It's just like if you look it up and read the critics' reviews, oh, stellar.
shot so well.
What a daring piece. Oh, unique. Or man, these fuckers don't know. And it's just like they probably read the first like highbrow motherfucker that reviewed it, and so they feel that they have to give it a good review, or they're gonna be like, oh well, I'm just a prick that didn't understand. But there's nothing to understand. It's stupid bullshit. It's fucking this movie entirely. Yeah.
Would recommend.
Would not recommend. It's kind of hard for me now to recommend this box set because it's in it. It's just like this is just a fucking. I don't know. I can tell why they didn't sell this one on its own. At least I think they don't sell on its own. I hope they don't. I hope they don't. Severin, please just don't do this to people.
Maybe we can have him back on when he's finally back in the States,
Back in
as
the
they call
States,
it,
he's globe-trotted, is what he's doing.
and say, "Yeah, I don't know anything about this movie, but Frankie sucked." But I'll just let you guys have at it.
Yeah, fuck that movie.
His buddy made it.
Maybe. I mean, it is an English film, you know. Got a cast of 4 or 5. I don't know. I'm trying to forget about as much of this movie as I can. It's in black and white. It's fucking classy. Fuck this movie. What'd you watch, Tom?
Shit, not that. You ever hear of a movie called True Romance?
I have.
You ever seen it?
I have.
When'd you see it? How old a lad
Uh,
were you, mate?
maybe in my 20s. Yeah, this
Hmm.
is the other Scott, right? Tony Scott.
Bridgie Scott.
Yeah,
They
with a
call him that
script
because he
by
jumped off a bridge, you see.
oh, with a script by Quentin Tarantino.
Yes, the
Yeah.
pizza man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've heard about this movie for shit, probably about 2 decades now. Never, never gave a fuck to check it out until I was in Barnes and Noble and I saw this new deluxe set that what's it called? Arrow just put out.
Oh, Arrow. I thought you were gonna say this
Yes.
is the
This
Criterion.
is not a Criterion movie.
Okay, so fuck it. You're paying full price then.
No, because their shit was all 50% off too.
Ah,
And I
all
said,
right.
yeah, all right. So this is a movie about a dude who works at a comic shop who loves Elvis and his prostitute wife that he has sex with and then marries her the next day or some shit. It's whatever. He's
Most real
pussy
part
whipped,
of the
but
movie.
well, yeah, because their accents aren't. Holy shit. You got this motherfucker from Detroit talking like he's from fucking Mississippi or some shit. The girl's name's Alabama, but she's from Florida, which I don't know. That shit right there just sounds like it's trying too hard. Oh, yeah, it's girl Alabama. I don't know. There's just something about that I don't like. And Christian Slater's weird face kind of bothered me the whole time. He has like this fucking Joker looking eyebrow face thing going on all the time. Like he's always thinking of burning down a fucking hospital or something. I don't know. But it's okay. They Christian Slater goes to kill his wife's pimp and winds up with a suitcase full of the mob's fucking cocaine.
He must have thought it was White Boy Day.
He must have, Joe. So the rest of the movie is the mob trying to get their coke back while old Christian Slater and his whore of a wife are trying to sell it to some probably gentle fellow who has sex with children in LA who is a Hollywood producer.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all this stuff coming together and what goes wrong and stuff. All the stuff with the mob where they're like whopping it up, and the scene with Dennis Hopper and Christopher Walken's fucking great. Uh, but it's okay. Like if I would have seen it at a younger age, I probably said, "Oh, this is so edgy and cool, man." But like as of watching it now, I had a few good laughs. All the WAP stuff is fucking like great though. I was laughing my balls off at that shit. But I didn't have time to actually get into the meat of it because this is a packed fucking thing like that stupid ass Phantom of the Mall bullshit. This
Mm-hmm.
has like a big release like that where it came with like a book, a poster, lobby cards, fucking
Well,
the
this was a
whole.
big movie. It should, unlike Phantom of the Mall, this actually.
Yeah, why the fuck they gave this treatment to Phantom of the Mall, I don't know. I could definitely see it more for this one,
Hmm.
but I don't even think I've heard of any Tony Scott movies.
Tony Scott
Maybe
did a lot of shit. I thought always considered him a better director than Ridley Scott. Ridley Scott has a few really good flicks, but Tony Scott had like these action flicks that they all have the same kind of look to them. Like he did Man on Fire was probably his most famous one. Or
I've heard of
Denzel,
it, never seen it.
yeah. But they're all like kind of like these mob type flicks. What was the other one? Revenge, I think, is a good flick. I like a lot of his movies,
Glad you do, Joe.
and
Glad
this
you
one,
do.
uh, I think Samuel Jackson is really good in it. Uh, for the brief part that he plays, Gary Oldman as the pimp, whatever the fuck his name was, Drexler.
Drexler, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was
Howard Drexler.
he was outstanding. Yeah, that whole scene with Christopher Walken and Dennis Hopper is outstanding. And yeah, the guy that plays the pedophile director or whatever he is, he's good too. He's so it's a
We
movie.
have to say they don't say he's a pedophile in the movie, but just assuming because he's a
Yeah,
Hollywood
because he's a
producer,
Hollywood
yeah,
guy, right? Yeah,
buying a lot of coke. So
and he's just got that look. Um, but yeah, I remember like digging this. I remember being the nerd that I was and am now still at the time being pissed off when he's explaining the comic book to her.
the Sleepwalker comic book.
Wasn't it Deathlock? I think he's reading Deathlock,
No,
and
he's
it's
just like he's like, hey, let me show you Spider-Man issue #1, and then they show him flipping through a comic, and there's a fucking image of Sleepwalker. Like, okay.
but the one that they show all the panels of, that's Deathlock for sure. But he's making up some other story. Oh yeah, there's this guy that he wants to get back to his sweetheart. And it's like, what fucking comic are you
Oh,
talking?
come on, Joe. Though you got to say it like him.
He's coming. Yeah, this guy's trying to be Jack Nicholson throughout his career. Here he is looking for his sweetheart and doing the Jack Nicholson eyebrows and shit.
Yeah, that shit was fucking like he was supposed to be like happy and shit, but he still had like this cartoon gonna tie a fucking bitch to the train tracks eyebrow shit going on the whole fucking time.
And I do like the scene with Gandolfini where he's beating the shit out of our cat. I think is great.
It was. I'm still not gonna give a fuck about watching The Sopranos though.
Yeah.
But
Well, this has
every
yeah. I wouldn't waste time on The Sopranos. You got Nicolas Cage playing Elvis.
that's Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer, one of the two.
I had to look that up because he's like listed as one of the main guys. And I was like, who the fuck? I didn't even see this motherfucker in the movie. And then it's shadowy Elvis that you don't really
Yeah.
even see his
And I
fucking
just
face.
yeah, I had forgot all about that. Oh yeah, Elvis is in it. Yeah.
Yeah, so the character sucks. I don't think he was cool, but
Elvis?
no, the fucking Christian Slater guy, whoever he was playing Winky or whatever the fuck his name was. I can see how a bunch of fucking early to mid 90s fucking dopes who thought they were cool dressing like this motherfucker. And now that I know where it comes from, he might be a little bit more wiener-esque for that shit. But like I said, I can imagine if you saw this shit at a younger age thinking it was fucking awesome and cool and shit. I thought it was okay, worth a watch, but
Yeah. This
didn't
also
blow me
falls
away.
into like the cult of Tarantino. So the people that like love Tarantino, they love this as well. Just like
For
they love
sure.
uh what was that other Natural Born Killers, which I think that movie
Natural Born Killers is better.
I fucking hate that movie. I think it's just a big fucking mess.
Well, you just don't like looking at Juliette Lewis.
That's true too. Yeah. She's an odd looking chick.
Lady.
Whatever. Maybe. I don't know.
She has a voice on her too, huh?
Yeah, she does. She does have a voice that's kind of weird, Tom. Fucking
I don't think it was anything like
I think it's exactly like that. Oh, don't fuck me, Robert De Niro. I'm only 13. Welcome to Hollywood.
So yeah, if you're interested, check it out. But there's some good shit in there. I don't know. I could see why people would love this fucking movie, but it just wasn't a home run for me. I would say I swung and got on third. There was some good stuff in there, but all in all, I'm still waiting to make it home, Joe. But aren't we all?
That's true.
All right, how about you?
I watched or finished the first season of Snowfall. And this is a show that's been on the air for a number of years, but I just started watching it, so this shit's all new to me. This is about the beginnings, the origins, as they say, of the crack epidemic in America. And it looks at it through a street hustler, a young black just kind of coming up, making a name for himself and all the bullshit that he has to go through because he ain't a tough guy, but he's got to learn to be a tough guy. Then it's a cartel princess. She wants to have more power in the family, but she's a woman. Need I say more? Ain't nobody gonna give her respect. Hooks up with some luchador, and he's her muscle man. And it's a story about a CIA guy that's bringing or getting drugs from Nicaragua or Nicaragua and Colombia and giving weapons to them in exchange so they can fight their communist governments. And then I guess it's going to start all converging because it's all one story time. We're all connected. We're all connected. Good show. I dig it. So I'm gonna keep watching.
Can't wait to hear what happens with these wonderful cast of colorful characters, Joe.
It's a coat of many colors.
It's a rainbow connection.
It is.
Mhm. Well, I watched a movie called Yummy. This was a
Yummy.
Shudder original. It's about a guy reluctantly takes his girlfriend, wife, maybe, to a real shady looking hospital where she's gonna get a breast reduction. Only thing is, zombies are being experimented on or being made in the basement or something, and they get loose in the hospital. The end. If you're not tired of zombie movies, I mean, this is a modern, okay one, but at this point, you gotta have some really major fucking shit for anybody to give a fuck about a zombie movie. Like, there has to be something different about it or just be so badass. I mean, this one has a lot of fucking gore and that kind of shit in it, but it's another one. If you like zombie movies and you haven't seen it, check it out. But
Did she get her boob job?
no, reduction. Reduction.
Reduction.
So
Oh, she gave her
thankfully not. Yeah.
right. Well,
So
good. The
thankfully not.
zombies saved part of I guess the cultural landscape.
Fuck your back.
I watched a documentary called "The Witch of King's Cross." Now, I mean, I don't know what movies cost or to get them in a box set or something, but this would have been much better in the all the BR's box set, a field in England. Uh, this is a documentary about the artist Rosalind. God damn, I forgot her last name. But anyway, she did a bunch of like erotic, magical, fucking witchcraft, occult in the what was it, the 50s? Yeah, 50s, 60s, around when the hippie times were in Australia, and there was not a lot of art like this in Australia, and Australia was pretty straight laced, so she just got a lot of heat. got a lot of shit for everything she was doing. Hey, you can't be a lesbian here. Get out of here. We don't like that. Oh, you fuck men too. Well, make up your mind. We don't like that here in Australia. Uh, yeah, it's a good documentary. It's not very long. It's I think a little over an hour, but it's interesting. And I've always liked her art. Her art's pretty badass. But yeah, sorry, lady. You took a stand and they took you down. What are you gonna do?
Not get an abortion.
At least you can still. Oh, I guess you can't. Can't get an abortion.
You fucking bitch.
Yeah. Maybe we get Red to smuggle you to California or someplace where they're still doing that kind of thing, killing babies and stuff.
Eating them.
Let's get
I watched a movie called Dark Horse, Joe.
Dark Horse, like, about the comic company.
Not at all. Nah. This is like a art house version of the 40-year-old version. I guess you can say this was made by the gentle fellow who made Happiness. Out of the movies of his I saw, this was probably the most mainstream and easy to watch one. A dude works for his dad. He's just a fucking loser ass motherfucker. And he gets into a relationship with your boy, Selma Blair. And she's supremely suicidal and depressed and has hepatitis C. And she thinks it would be better to marry this guy she just met instead of killing herself. And he gets hepatitis. He gets he gets hepatitis C from her and then dies. The lamest of his movies I've seen. I had a couple chuckles, but I would say pass. Couldn't recommend this one to really anybody.
I wonder what the hell happened to old Selma Blair.
She is sick. I don't think with hepatitis C, but
Why not?
I think she has some kind of disease.
Probably just put on weight. They don't like that in Hollywood. They're not fans of that at all.
Well, get some of that fucking cocaine.
Yep.
But yeah, I think she not well. So get well soon, Hellboy girl.
Get well, Liz Sherman. I watched the first film in Vinegar Syndrome's Rene Cardona box set, Volume 1. And this is a Treasure of the Amazon. Now, this is about, there's a treasure, Tom. It's in the Amazon, you see. And you got 3 different groups that are going after it. One's a guy that had been lost at the Amazon one time, and he saw something horrific. So he hadn't been back until now. So he's got partnered up with 2 Mexicans, devious Mexicans. So this movie is right on the money. Then you got a lady that's wearing real short shorts because it's the Amazons and it's real hot. And she's there with 2 dudes. One that looks like George Michael from Wham, and just some other guy that flies around in a seaplane. You know, the planes that can land on the water. That's his thing. That's all he does. And then the third group is Donald Pleasance. He's playing a Nazi, a former Nazi, but he's still because he wants to get Asia so he can rise the Third Reich up again, rebuild what was lost in World War II. And he's traveling around with some Amazonian woman that just has her tits out the whole time. And, you know, between a whole lot of stock footage, you know, like they'll show an alligator moving around, or they'll show a monkey, you know, jumping through the trees, or an owl that turns its head. A lot.
I always love those owl shots.
Yeah. And, you know, that owl don't make that kind of noise. an anteater. They show an anteater a couple of times, and those are some weird creatures. That's like the
Got an uncircumcised fucking dick for a nose.
it's like the manatee of the ant-eating species. You know, it's a weird, weird animal. Uh, this is a goofy flick. It's not good, but I liked it. You know, it's like I'm gonna keep it. I mean, I haven't watched the other two films yet, but this is enough to make me want to keep it.
I would
Treasure
have.
Amazon. And
I would
like
have.
Vinegar Syndrome stuff, I'm assuming you can watch it anywhere.
I'm guessing that the box it came in is really nice though.
Yes, it is. You know, the case and the whole open up and there's plastic in it to keep everything nice and secure and everything. Uh, I was thinking, as nice as that box was, there was going to be some kind of booklet, but no, there's nothing.
No, oh shit. But the box is nice though, right?
The box is really nice.
They
It's like
come with slip covers. Are they nice slip covers,
nice
Joe?
hard cardboard. Oh, this has got a little nick in it.
I've been buying from you for months, and this is the first time I got a nick. I would want a full refund, sir, and replace my order. Those fucking people, they exist,
They do.
100%.
We
I'm
see
in a
more and more
vinegar
of them.
syndrome
More
group,
and
and
more
I
of them.
fucking
Each sale, we see more and more.
yep. Ugh, makes me sick. What do I got? What do I got? I watched another Todd Sononge, or whatever the fuck his name is, movie.
Smelkus.
Yes, Todd Schmuckus, and this is Welcome to the Dollhouse. This is a story, I think, of a middle school aged girl and her wacky antics going through middle school. This one's a little more like Happiness than Dark Horse for sure. Just another weird fucking story. I don't know why all this guy shits about pedophilia, but it always fucking comes up, and this one's no different. If you like dark comedies and don't mind some shit being uncomfortable, give it a watch. Very early 90s of its time, but yeah, again, can't recommend it to everyone. If you want like kind of an art house dark horror movie, if you want to get like a level below Clerks, something like that, give it a shot, but definitely can't recommend it to a lot of people. I had some good laughs and shit in it, but don't think I'd watch it again, truthfully. So if you want to, check it out. If you want some weird early 90s nostalgia, give it a shot.
Now,
Or
this one
don't.
I've actually heard of, and like all the other ones that this guy's done, I haven't. I haven't heard any of that shit.
Haven't heard of Happiness?
No.
All right, that one you should watch.
Okay.
Yeah, it's hard to find on DVD, but I'm sure it is widely available on the old internet. So check out Happiness. If you like that one, then give this one a shot. And no, if you like Happiness, watch the sequel, Life During Wartime, which they say, oh, it's a pseudo sequel. It's the same characters, they're just played by different people. It's a fucking sequel, all right? I don't know what artsy kind of bullshit you're trying to play, but if it's the same characters and you're continuing the fucking story, it's a sequel. Sorry. So if you like Happiness, check out Life During Wartime. If you like Life During Wartime, check out Welcome to the Dollhouse. And I got 2 or 3 more of his movies to watch. Maybe one will get a recommendation. Maybe they won't, but they're all weird fucking art house dark comedies. And I listened to a couple interviews with this guy. He fucking yep. Wouldn't be surprised is all I'll say, Joe. Wouldn't be surprised.
I didn't watch anything else, but as my buddy there in the chat reminded me, old Brian Chudkovsky, he said that
Bless you.
it's Ronnie James Dio's birthday today, so happy birthday, Ronnie
He ain't
James.
gonna fucking hear you.
Legends never die.
Fuck.
But did you watch anything else, Tom?
Fuck to the no. I did. Fuck, it just got cold in here all of a sudden. No, it doesn't matter. I got a jacket. You like Alien versus Predator, Joe?
Yeah, I do, Tom. But let's start with that. Okay, this movie takes place in the Arctic. Right, they assemble a team to go to the Arctic because they found some pyramids that are designed by everybody that made pyramids. But they go to the Arctic, and not once does somebody even say, "Man, it's fucking cold."
Well, they got
Nobody is
hats and
cold
shit.
through this movie. There's times when they take off their shit like it's nothing. Only that in this movie, they're not just in the Arctic; they're fucking under the ground. And
Was
as
it
far as
2,000 feet or some shit?
yeah, I think it's much colder under the ground than it is on surface level. Well, what the fuck do I know? Okay, and
I
let's
mean,
not.
once you go underground, you're closer to hell. So the flames of hell were probably warming their feet.
That's true. That's true. So that's
And,
that's our plot.
well,
Mr.
that's not
Like
really our plot.
Mr. Wineland wants this group to go investigate this ancient pyramid that what but
What
you
the
got to
fuck this pyramid doing under the snow and shit?
right. You got some predators that are on their way to that pyramid. Take it from there, Tom. Take it from there.
So, the Alien versus Predator shit comes in as the predators are harvesting humans to create alien xenomorphs. So, every 100 years or so, the new predator warriors go to these pyramids to fight aliens as like a passage into manhood or something like that. And that's how the alien and predator things come together. Uh, that's okay, I guess. I'm not a big alien fan, so a lot of that shit was lost on me, and I just really didn't give a fuck. But I guess all in all, it was okay. But I think the main problem is there wasn't like one big badass. Like all the humans are like wiener ass motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
And like the other two movies, there was like a badass guy. And this movie didn't have that, and it was hard to believe like this fucking lady was walking around with a fucking clunky looking predator fighting aliens and shit. I don't know. I wasn't for me, dog.
Okay, the predators are definitely a lot bigger movie than they were in the two previous movies. And let's look back. So the last Predator movie we saw was in what 1996. Okay, this movie here, Aliens versus Predator, or AVP as they call it, is 2004. So 10 years have elapsed in that time, or eight. I don't know my math or whatever. Um, so that's a long time. Now, in between that time, Dark Horse was doing Aliens versus Predators comics. So they were the ones that initiated this whole thing. They had the license to both comics, got permission to do these crossovers.
Well, I think Stan Winston's studio started it by putting a alien head or an alien skull in the background of Predator 2.
I gotta look, but I think maybe the first Alien Predator comic came out first. I could be wrong, but that first Predator Alien comic, it takes place on like a planet colony, but there's this chick that kills an
Lady.
alien, and one of the predators, dips some shit in the old alien acid blood and makes a mark on her head to say like she's a predator now, she's a hunter. So they definitely swiped that for this movie, and again, no credit to anybody that worked on those comics. Uh,
Well, to
and I
be
guess
fair, it came off really shitty in the movie.
it did, yeah. Um, and those
But
comics, those Aliens Predator comics, they're not very good. The Predator comics on their own are a lot better than those crossovers were. But but yeah, I thought this movie was okay. I mean, it did what it set out to do. The aliens were fighting the predators. There are some scenes that are too dark to see what the hell's going on. But yeah, for the most part, the predators are getting their ass kicked. And there's a few times they get lucky and kill an alien. And I thought the big giant fucking queen alien looked pretty cool, but the ending with that, with like, hey, let's tie her up and like throw this fucking water thing off of the thing and like throw her in the water. That didn't work for me. And that final shot too, with the alien bursting out of the predator body, I thought that was stupid as fuck. But
like,
overall,
we probably should have had some kind of alien predator hybrid in the actual fucking movie.
yeah, or something.
I would assume
Um,
that's what people who are fans of both franchises wanted to see.
Maybe, I mean, because now the aliens always come out like aliens, no matter what bodies they're in. So that doesn't fucking matter. Um, but yeah, the characters, the human characters, they had no real appeal to them. None of them. I mean, you have the one goofy guy. You got the other guy, two other guys that are supposed to be the tough guys, but but there was nothing really about them that you can give a shit about. Like say the original Predator movie, where everyone had a distinctual about them.
You got
But
old white guy, you got two foreign guys, you got goofy bitch, and then you got the black lady.
mhm,
Choose your avatar.
yeah, but overall, I think it's all right. I think it's all right, Tom.
Well, haven't done this in a while, but I got some notes.
All right.
Did a lot of drinking while watching this one, Joe. And about 40 minutes in, I was I'm gonna sit down and take some notes because this has been sucking dicks. So I will read my notes how they are, and we'll pause to talk about things if we need to, Joe. First one I have is the Predator suiting up suck dick. That scene where it was like not like you'd expect to like put the helmet on, putting on all these pads. It like showed him grab two things, and that was the Predator suiting up montage. And it looked dumb, and it was way too short to be fucking anything. So that was stupid as fuck. Having multiple Predators always fucking sucks. The last one, when we had multiple Predators and all their knees were cut off, and that digital smoke looked like fucking shit. This one, no different. More predators means more suck a dick. The spooky predator mask fucking sucks. Where it's supposed to look like a predator skull or some
Mhm.
shit instead of just that flat whatever face covering they have. That mask fucking sucked and looks stupid as shit. Fuck you. Uh the fucking alien head looks like a sex toy. Never cared for the fucking HR Giger designs and any of that fucking biomechanical fucking shit. Fuck all that. The
Shit's good.
pred ugh. The pred where it showed the predator running, that really sucked.
Yeah, that did suck.
Flame broiled alien sucked. Where I guess the netting was cutting through its fucking head and leaving the charbroil marks.
Thought that
That
was
was
pretty
fucking
cool.
fuck the voice recording shit. It's never worked. It hasn't been anything but shit in any of these fucking movies. Fuck the voice recording shit. Uh Cutting the alien's face off was dope. Where the fucking alien just sneaking up behind the predator or whatever, and it just goes snick and cuts its fucking head off or his face off.
Pulled an
That was pretty.
underworld.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool. Predators built the pyramids. I don't know why I wrote that down, but I guess they did. The story is dumb as fuck. It sure was. The Queen Alien fucking sucks. Sure did. Shit really needed to be badass. Uh, shit really. Oh yeah, like we said, the shit really needed a badass instead of the people just being cattle, and that
Mhm.
fucking sucked. The Predator and Lady working together sucks. The Predator looks like complete fucking shit when he takes its like mask off, the helmet or the face covering.
Yeah.
That fucking, there was like no paint on that fucking thing anywhere. It was, the sculpture might have been all right, but the lack of paint just made it look so fucking cheap. And they got some nice, good close shots of it, and fuck. Uh, so the Predator went to like hot climates with turmoil and shit. So they choose to hunt in the fucking Arctic where
Yeah.
nothing's happening. It's fucking stupid. This is a garbage ass fucking movie, Joe, and a lot of shit about it sucks, except for when the fucking Predator just sliced off that alien's face. That was pretty cool. The rest looks like it sucked a big fat fucking dog dick.
I agree. I liked it.
From what I hear, this next one's going to be a real big piece of
What I
shit.
hear. Let me go
What?
back to this for a second. You had asked me, like what they said happened to Dutch, the Dutch character, Arnold. Uh, they don't, and that's part of this plot line. Is that like his brother is trying to find out what happened to Dutch, and on further reading, I found out that the first Predator comic book was supposed to have Dutch in it as the main character, but they were still up in the air. Like they didn't know if Arnold was going to come back for part two or what. So they had them rewrite the script or whatever and just, yeah, do it with his brother or whatever. Anyway, we're never taking the Predator into the city. And, you know, you know what happened there. But yeah, they make a point in this saying that the Predator likes hot climates. That's one of the things. And in part two, they do mention like it's a heat wave going on in the city, right? Yeah.
Full of turmoil.
Yeah. So I finished that first miniseries, and then there's a follow up miniseries called Cold War, and that one takes place in the Arctic, and the Predators attack a Russian station that's out there, and that Dutch's brother is pulled in by the CIA to go and help these Russians fight the Predators. It's not very good, but
But why would it be?
right. Yeah. But it's better, I think, what they were going with because this character's still a tough guy that goes toe to toe with the Predators, and that yeah, you've got some action going, and that's what I don't know. I don't know. I'm liking
Yeah.
these comics more than the movies.
Well, the first movie's fucking awesome.
Yeah, the first movie's great.
There's a couple minutes of this one that's okay, but for the most part, I'll never shop here again.
I don't think it's a bad film.
Okay. To each their own, Joe.
All right.
Speaking of bad films, I thought this issue of Spider-Man was pretty good, Joe.
So did I. This is probably the best issue that we've read. Uh, this is as Tom mentioned last week. This is a key issue in the annals of Spider-Man's.
Which
What
I
issue?
always thought like this is issue 121 of Amazing Spider-Man, and I always thought this was the issue that had what's it called? Spider-Man being like tied up on the Goblin glider with Goblin flying with his mask off and shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's not.
It's not.
This is a pretty shitty cover.
Yeah, it is. and it shows you on the cover, which one of these characters will die, and we already know that because we know Spider-Man history. One is it's gonna be, but I'll get to more of that later. Um, Peter Parker's finally back from Canada, and he's finally checking in on his buddy Harry, who is on LSD. Harry's been doing fucking acid.
Oh, he's got all these problems.
Yeah.
He's a rich guy and has a. Why is he doing LSD? I wish I was there for him. Die, ho.
Yeah. His dad, old Norman Osborn's, he's fucking pissed. Tells everybody, get away from me. Don't visit my son, you sons of bitches. Wait a minute, what's got fucking Spider-Mans? I'm seeing ghosts of Spider-Mans. Uh, Peter Parker, he's sick. He's sick because he was in Canada, so he's got the Canadian flu.
Every other fucking issue, this guy's getting sick.
He's sick as fuck. He goes to collect a check from the Daily Bugle. They run him the fuck out of there. And he's just swinging around, going to go check on his lady friend. Hadn't seen her for a while, hadn't, got his dick wet in a bit. So he's going to go check her out. Damn, she's gone. But there's that purse that he bought her for May Day or something. But there's a pumpkin, a little bomb on top of it. Wonder who could have left that there. Probably Jack-o'-lantern. But he goes and looks for them, finds them on the George Washington Bridge. Green Goblins has her knocked out there. Knocked out, and Spider-Man's and Green Goblins fight. And Green Goblin's, hey, enough of this shit. I'm throwing your bitch off the bridge. He throws her. Spider-Man zips a little web line, catches her, and the force of that causes her neck to break. So it's Peter Parker's fault that she died. She
But before he says, Spider strength, don't fail me now. He specifically says that shit right before he kills her.
He pulls her up like he's all happy. I saved you. I saved yous. No, she's dead.
Gwen? Just like, wake up.
And as shitty as we're making this sound, this is actually a decent issue, man. This is compared to everything else, This issue, I think Jerry Conway, he was on his own. He didn't have Stan Lee's hanging over him. He didn't have John Romita hanging over him. It's just him.
Speaking of John Romita, the art in this isn't great.
It's not. Gil Kane, I think the layouts are good, but those inks, those Romita and
very heavy,
are very, very heavy, and they overpower Gil Kane's style. But man, don't thank us if you want, comic shops, because we know that Boy God it's going to be something else. This issue is just going to be flying off your shelves. Not going to be able to find it on eBay or anything.
Fucking Boy God effect. What can you say?
The introduction for the Marvel Masterworks, Jerry Conway saying that they initially wanted Aunt May, that's who Romita wanted to die. But Conway said, no, let's make it worse. Let's make his girlfriend, because that's going to have repercussions anyway. Old people die all the time. He said, let's kill off his girlfriend. And it caused a big uproar after it happened. They got a lot of hate mail from the fans.
Yeah, supposedly he asked Stan Lee, I guess, for his blessing or whatever, and he was like, yeah, I don't fucking give a shit.
Yeah, that was the consensus in the bullpen is, hey, should we kill Gwen Stacy? And yeah, fuck yeah, who cares, So yeah, it was
it's not real.
You're right.
And then fucking that issue came out, and then he was at some fucking comic convention or something, and some guy in the audience was like, hey, why'd you kill Gwen Stacy? He was like, oh shit, I told him not to do it. It was a bad idea. I was against it the whole time. I knew nothing about it.
Fuck, that sounds right. Yeah.
Fucking prick. So we'll see what happens next issue, if Spider-Man murders the fuck out of Green Goblin, or Pumpkin Boy, as he'll be known to be called, next
Yeah.
issue.
Yeah, let's hope. Let's hope the level stays at least this good. You know, because yeah, it's been some rough reading for the past years.
Well, in a few issues, we got Punisher. We'll see how that one holds up.
I don't know. I'm worried about that one, man.
But yeah, this was, I guess, signified the end of the Bronze Age in Marvel Comics, and hopefully we'll find that silver lining, Joe.
I hope so. The times they are a changing.
Mm-mm-mm. Speaking of changing, you want to change out of those jorts and get to a new list?
I do like lists, Tom. I've been known to like a list now and then, and as you suggested for this one, this was going to be our favorite things that start with the letter J.
Mm.
So for my honorable mentions, I have Jaws, the movie. I enjoy it. I have jumper cables. They've helped me out of a situation now and then. Jumper cables, good
That's a
thing.
good one.
It's good
That's
to
a
have
good one.
in your vehicle. You know, if you don't have some, I suggest you get some. Uh, Next, I have it's a double J here.
Jeff
Jelena
Jarrett.
Jelena Jensen, who is a pornographic actress. She's pretty nice. She seems like a very nice lady.
Jelena?
I think so.
She a black girl?
No.
Doesn't sound like it.
Then I have Johnny Bravo.
Hopefully the cartoon and not that fuck from the Brady Bunch.
The cartoon.
All right.
Then finally, I have Jack Frost.
Damn, fuck. That one would have been on my list. God damn it.
And those are my honorable mentions.
Those were some good ones. Jack Frost and Jumper Cables. Those were two good ones, Joe.
Thank you, Tom.
So for my honorable mentions, I have the word jabroni. It's a great fucking word.
It's a good word.
And then I have jars. It's a good thing you could put stuff in,
Put
screw
stuff
a
in 'em.
lid on there.
Yeah.
And then I have juice. All kinds of juices, but if I got to pick one out, I'll say the juice that they sprinkle on your sandwiches at Jersey Mike's.
As long as it's not the movie Juice.
No, it's not.
Mike Epps, I think.
And then I have jackets, because when you're in a warm climate like Alaska, it's no better thing to have than a jacket. And last but not least, our friends like Joe, Johnny, John, Jamel, and all my other friends who start with a letter J.
Your J
Sorry.
friends.
Yeah. Old J friends. They all live in the New York, New Jersey area. And those are my honorable mentions.
At number 10, I have Judge Dredd. Comics, movies, except for that one with Sylvester Stallone. Good shit. Good shit.
My number 10, I have the Juggernaut, bitch. Remember that one? Good
Dude.
stuff. Hot stuff.
At number 9, I have Jigsaw puzzles. Good way to spend some time. The Jigsaw puzzle.
Well, my number 9 will come as no surprise, and that's jerking off. Sometimes.
Damn. I don't know how I forgot that one.
Me neither. Better scratch that number 1 off. Number 8.
Number 8, I have the Justice League cartoon. That shit was great.
My number 8 is a joystick. If you're gonna play Mortal Kombat, use a fucking joystick. None of that controller bullshit. You fuck.
At number 7, I have one of my favorite comic book teams, and that's the Justice Society. Sorry, Justice League, but the Justice Society is better.
My number 7 is Jimmy John's. I'll take a number 9 with peppers, please. Hold the cum.
At number 6, I have the Jungle Book. Doesn't matter which version, they're all really good.
My number 6, I have jerseys. Not the new one, but a one that looks nice, that has quality embroidery on it. If you can find a good jersey with some good embroidery, you'll have some good shit there.
At number 5, I have the real hero behind Marvel Comics. That's Jack Kirby. The king, baby.
Excuse me. My number 5 is J. Jonah Jameson, a real American hero.
He should run for president.
You should. I'd vote for him if I voted, but I'm not a piece of shit.
At number 4, I have Johnny Cash.
Mm.
Quite a crooner.
Number 4, Jersey Mike's. Extra juice, please. Number 13, Mike's Way on Rosemary Farm. You're there. You might as well get the giant. Fuck it. Oh, shit.
Uh-oh. At number 3, jalapenos.
Damn!
Seems like it starts with an H, but that's a J. Jalapenos. You want to make your food better? Jalapenos.
Hell yeah, I forgot about that shit. Fuck. You probably didn't even put Jalisco style on there, did you?
I didn't.
Fuck. My number 3, I have Jason Voorhees. Characters better than the movies, but there's a couple okay movies.
At number 2, I have juice. Yeah, sure do like a nice, tall glass of cold juice. And like you, it can be orange juice, apple juice, but I tend to like grapefruit juice.
My number 2, I have jobs, specifically blowjobs. Not giving them, but getting them, you fuck.
Hey.
I can never hold the dogs down long enough to get them.
At number 1, I have jugs.
Whoop, whoop, right?
Not jugs that you put milk in. Well, sorta. Yep. Old titties. Ain't nothing better in the world than good old jugs. Probably one of my favorite things in this world.
My number 1, jack-o'-lanterns. Can't get enough of them.
That's a good
Get
one.
a fucking pumpkin and just carve a face in
Face
that
in it,
son
yep.
of a bitch.
Old traditional.
That is folk horror to the max, Joe.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Fucking pricks. Well, I can't wait till next week when we have another list of some sort.
We'll be talking about our favorite fictional weapons. This can be from movies, from video games, TV shows, comic books, as long as this weapon is fictional.
Can't wait. Can't wait, Joe. And on that note, I can't wait for all you fat fucks out here listening and or watching this to head on over to dwnproductions.net. Pick something up for yourself. You deserve it. Still got these hats? Of course, we still got every single one of the cum rags left. Go buy one of those and get yourself a nice boy gob rag. I have a feeling those will be given out during the half or the Black Friday sale. Spend over $200, get a free gift. Oh, it's a fucking cum rag. Thanks, you fat dickhead.
Sons of bitches.
But that's all right. Mike and Ryan both thought they were sorry. Red both thought that it was funny enough to spend their hard-earned money on. So I appreciate that too, because I thought it was funny enough to buy them all to begin with. So
When you're done with that, head on over to fastcustomshirts.com. We're getting stuff shipped out a little better than we were last week or the week before, but it's still fucking hot. So we're still not moving very fast. So be patient. You'll get your shit. Just go on over and check it out.
and while you're at fastcustomshirts.com, remember in that search bar, type in BOYGOB, get a fucking t-shirt, and
Or
wear it to a
DWN.
convention or a DWN shirt. I don't give a fuck. Just buy something. Houston Horror Film Fest is coming up.
And we're coming at you.
Excuse me. Oh, no, we're not. But we will both be there. It should be fun times. Bring beer, most of all, bring money, cash.
Cash money.
And beyond that, who knows what this week's going to hold for us. So I just hope you guys have a great weekend and try and keep your head up and smile through this miserable existence that we are all together in this called life. So, Joe, if there's nothing else, I'll let you hit them with it.
All right. So until Spider-Man grabs you by the ankle, boy gob.